going on, guys? Liam here, and today I'm talking about the breaking story that came out of Parramatta this weekend, that they're looking for a new fullback to replace Clint Gutherson. It's pretty wild to me. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one, guys, and also love to hear who you think could possibly replace the King Gutho. Just made a grand final. Absolutely crazy stuff to me, but I can't play the story here because I'll get pinged for a copyright, but I'll just go over it. But they're essentially looking for an X factor, a game breaker sort of player that can, take them to the next level, which is premiership. And I do, from Parramatta's point of view, I actually totally get it. And I actually said this about 2 years ago when they were looking to re-sign, or maybe he had just re-signed with Parramatta. I said, I don't think they can actually win a premiership with him at fullback, just because the game's changed so much and the fullback role has changed so much. I think you actually take Clint Gutherson and put him in the game 20, 30 years ago, probably the best fullback in the game, like definitely top three. Like he's really good, but the one thing he does lack. So Clint Gutherson is one of those players. He's not the best at anything, but he's just good at everything. His positional play. Billy Slater touches on it in this video. He says he does all the little things right. His positional play is perfect. He always turns up every single week. He very rarely has a bad game. He just has a bunch of really good games, sort of thing. And then he'll have the odd one where he kills it. But the one problem I've had with him is the way the current fullback is sort of used is, you look at the top fullbacks, your Tedesco's, your Turbos, your Dylan Edwards and stuff like that. The one thing they have in common is they're so good at coming out of ground, taking that really hard hit up, finding their front and playing the ball quickly. Whenever Clint's been in a big game, and we're talking about big games here, Clint's week to week is absolutely incredible, but his big games, he gets folded every single time. He gets grabbed, he gets dragged back 5 or 6 metres, folded around, and it's a slow play the ball. All of a sudden their set's off to a bad half and they end up kicking from their own 30-metre line because they can't make any ground. And that's his one problem. He's not a big body. You look at fullbacks now, even though Dylan Edwards and Tedesco aren't the biggest guys, they're quite built and they can really push through the line. Then you've got your Latrells and your Turbos and stuff like that are, even your Drinkwaters is a bigger body sort of thing. So it's not his fault. God made him that way, but it's unfortunately the situation that Parramatta are in, and I've been saying it for 2 or 3 years that I actually do agree with him, but it's so hard for me because I genuinely love Clint. He's their captain, man. He's really good. He's got the best dance, everything. He's the king. But that, unfortunately, I do sort of agree with. It's hard for me to say, but I do sort of agree that they need that game breaker fullback. So let's have a look at the current fullbacks and see, and you guys let me know who you think would actually make Parramatta better. Now, we've obviously got the Hammer. He would be in there here as well, but he's obviously just signed. I think he would have possibly been close, so I wouldn't have said that at the start of the year, but he's been absolutely incredible at fullback. But Dane Laurie, he doesn't make Parramatta better. Gordon Ramsay, Cody Ramsay doesn't. Tamari Martin doesn't. Jake Averillo doesn't. Reece Walsh, maybe a little more X factor, but I don't think he makes Parramatta a ton better. Caitlin Ponga, no chance. Xavier Savage, great, no chance. Brimson, no. Garrick, no. Will Kennedy, solid, bit of a bigger body, huge fan. Don't think they get a ton better with him though. Pappenhausen probably, but he's never available, and I think he's signed for a long time anyway. Dylan Edwards probably would, but unavailable. Then we've got Clint, like I said, he's ranked pretty damn. Scotty Drinkwater maybe slightly better, but I think he's locked up for quite a while as well. Latrell's not going nowhere, and Tedesco's not going nowhere. So who could possibly make Parramatta better that's going to be available soon that wants to play fullback? We obviously had Stephen Crichton just get snapped up by the Bulldogs. So the only player I could possibly find is Joey Manu. What do you guys think about this? He's re-signed to 2024. Obviously wants to play fullback. He has probably the best fullback in the game in front of him. He's probably not going to get a run there. I think Joey makes Parramatta substantially better. He's got all the slickness of Clint, bigger body, more electric, probably a bit faster. He's still young. He's the only player I can think of that genuinely makes Parramatta better. So I think it's him or bust. I think if you can't get Joey, you hang it up and you just ride Clint Gutherson out. But this is This would be cool, man. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see Joey Manu at fullback. I'm sure he wouldn't mind doing this either. I'm sure he'd love to stay at the Roosters, but I mean, let's be real. We've watched quite a few Roosters games over the past couple of years, and how many touches does he get in offense? 4, 5. You know, fullback, you get your hands on the ball every set. So I'm sure he'd be open to it, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'd love to see Joey at Parramatta. I think he'd be really good. Obviously, Suaalii was, would have been another one as well. And I heard I made a joke about it on TikTok, but I heard there was a few murmurs that they were possibly looking at convincing him to come over. Will Penasini's obviously good friends with him and stuff, but he's obviously signed at rugby now. But to me, it's Joey or bust. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it, guys. And if you've watched this long, thank you all so much for watching. Obviously, make sure you subscribe. It all helps out. Like, comment, all that good stuff. And every week I drop, the Team List Tuesday videos, predictions, and the recap of the week. So if you want to stay up to date, make sure you subscribe, guys. And I'll see you on the next one.